What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy Willie Does Wrestling back at it again with a brand new video. And in this video, we are back on the tier maker and we are going to rank every WWE pay-per-view of 2023. We're back in the little theme of visiting back 2023. And 2023, all in all, has been a wild year. I don't think there's been like a specific pay-per-view that was like so bad it sucked kind of thing. Every pay-per-view in 2023 for WWE had something memorable about it that a lot of people could consider it to be 10 out of 10s. But we're going to look back on all the pay-per-views that WWE did in 2023, and we're essentially going to rank it. We got 5 rankings here. Best of the year, great, good, bad, and my personal favorite, horrible. Do keep in mind before I start this video, I really hate that I have to preface this every single video, but this is my opinion. There will be pay-per-views that maybe you would put a little higher, maybe a little lower. So be sure to leave your rankings down in the comments below. And with that being said, and without wasting too much time, let's get right into the video. I'm going to try to go chronological order, which means we are going to start off with the Royal Rumble. Obviously, we had the Men's Rumble that kicked off, which I actually didn't mind the Men's Rumble. Especially the exchange
Apartments.com is now in Canada, and with custom search tools, your perfect place is just a search away.
Yeah, fuck you. Anyway, I forgot what I was going to say now. The Royal Rumble, obviously we had the little exchange between Cody Rhodes and Gunther. Cody Rhodes obviously won the Rumble match. We had the weird but kinda alright Mountain Dew pitch black match between LA Knight and Bray Wyatt. We had the sort of lackluster Raw Women's title match between Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss. Then we had the Women's Rumble, Rhea Ripley lasting all the way from number 1, and what about Liv Morgan also lasting all the way from number 2 all the way to the final 2. A lot of very fun moments in that Rumble as well, like Michelle McCool coming out from the crowd and all that. We had some pretty... I think we had quite a few NXT entrants. Of course, Asuka re-debuting as the face paint type gimmick. There was a lot of decent moments. And of course, the ending with Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens for the Universal Championship, where Sami Zayn betrays Roman Reigns and the honorary Uce is no more. Yeah, this is a decent pay-per-view. I wouldn't go so far as to say it was great or even best of the year. I did enjoy both Rumbles, but I feel like the Pitch Black match and the Raw Women's title match kind of ruined it for me. Yeah, Sami's face turn was great, but you know what? I'm going to put Royal Rumble... I'm going to put it under good. I think Royal Rumble... it was good. Definitely one of the better Rumble pay-per-views in recent years. But I'm going to put it under good. Then we got the Elimination Chamber. This is the one where the U.S. title was on the line. Had some decent talents in there. Seth Rollins, Austin Theory, Damian Priest, Bronson Reed, Montez Ford, Johnny Gargano, and, there's one more guy. It's not important. Then we also had the women's one for the right to face Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship. Asuka won that one. We had Edge and Beth Phoenix versus Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley. We had the weird-ass Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley match. And then we also had Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn in the main event for the Undisputed title. That was a very fun match. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's fairly forgettable, but I don't know. I wouldn't say it's the right level as Royal Rumble, but it's not bad either. So I'm going to put Elimination Chamber around the same ranking, under good, in my personal opinion. And I think that's the last one before WrestleMania Night 1, which is this one. We had a lot of very fun matches. We had the men's showcase, John Cena versus Austin Theory, which not good, but not that bad, if I do say so myself. Very fun matches. We had Pat McAfee versus The Miz, which is probably the lowest point of the entire show. We had Ray versus Dominic. We had Charlotte versus Rhea. Seth versus Logan Paul. That was a very fun match. Charlotte versus Rhea. And then the main event, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos in a great match. Very fun ending with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens winning the undisputed tag team titles, ending the reign of the Usos. This is my pick for pay-per-view of the year. It was a very fun WrestleMania. Didn't feel that long. It was a very good show. Very good showings on almost each and every single match. Even the Pat McAfee match was pretty fun in my honest opinion. So I'm going to put WrestleMania Night 1. I'm going to put it under best of the year. But then we have to move on to WrestleMania Night 2. This was definitely the lower point of the two WrestleManias, in my honest opinion. I mean, we had Gunther versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre. That was all fine and good, but I didn't like any of the other matches. I mean, Edge versus Finn Balor and Hell in a Cell was fine. I hated The Miz and Shane McMahon, and then it turned into The Miz versus Snoop Dogg. Yeah, I don't even remember that much. The women's showcase sucked. And then, of course, the stupid booking between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes by having Roman retain. It was just stupid, in my opinion. It was just dumb. I'm going to put WrestleMania Night 2 under bad. It was not enough to go under horrible, but Mania Night 2, bro, that was fucking horrible. Now we move on to Backlash. This crowd was great. I don't care what anybody says. This crowd for Backlash was absolutely great. The match between Damian Priest and Bad Bunny exceeded all expectations. Io Sky versus Bianca Belair, decent enough match. Bronson Reed, Bobby Lashley, and Austin Theory for the United States Championship was also kind of fun. Loved the appearances of Carlito and Savio Vega. Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes, kind of a little bit lackluster, but it was still decent enough. Yeah, I mean, this Puerto Rican crowd was great. I enjoyed it. Oh, we also had the Usos and Solo Sikoa versus Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Matt Riddle in a decent enough match, but kind of forgettable. But yeah, I'm willing to give Backlash a pass because man, that crowd was electric, and especially that Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest match, which honestly should have been the main event. So I'm going to put Backlash under great. Backlash was an amazing pay-per-view, but I don't think it's enough on caliber with WrestleMania Night 1. Then we move on to Night of Champions, or should I say Night of Disappointment. Let me say that. Yes, I loved the match between Seth Rollins and AJ Styles. I loved... God, I forgot everything that happened in this fucking show. Most of the title matches were honestly kind of underwhelming. We had Gunther versus Mustafa Ali. The U.S. title wasn't on the line. The women's tag titles weren't on the line. And the Undisputed Championship was not on the line. This pay-per-view took place on the same day that Roman Reigns hit 1,000 days as Universal Champion. And what did they have Roman Reigns do? challenge for the fucking tag titles with Solo Sikoa. And I'd be willing, okay? I'd be willing to forgive that if and only if Jimmy Uso betraying the bloodline still mattered. Like, the big moment in this pay-per-view was Jimmy Uso betraying Roman Reigns, but now it just ages like milk because now Jimmy's back in the bloodline and all that shit's going on. It was a decently fun match too. We also had Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar in the second match of their trilogy. I not only is this pay-per-view forgettable, also we had Asuka beating Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship, and we had a stupid ass 90-second match with Rhea Ripley and Natalya. I wasn't very impressed with Night of Champions. I'm just gonna put it. Bad. I'm sorry, but Night of Champions is very forgettable. I'm sorry. I know there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna hate me putting WrestleMania Night 2 and Night of Champions at bad, but yeah, no, I can't forgive that. My bad. Money in the Bank. Men's Money in the Bank was fine. I know everyone wanted LA Knight to win, but I'm glad Damian Priest did. The women's tag team title match sucked between Liv and Raquel and then Ronda and Shayna. Women's Money in the Bank was fine. Io Sky won. I liked the finish of that match. Bloodline Civil War was amazing. I thought there was another match that took place. I could be wrong. Seth versus Finn. Absolute banger. Absolute banger. Matt Riddle versus Gunther. We also had John Cena having a bit of a segment with Grayson Waller. And we also had Matt Riddle versus Gunther. Drew McIntyre also made his return in this pay-per-view as well. In terms of ranking, I'll put it similar caliber to Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber. I want to say the only weak points of the show were the women's tag title match. That's really it. But I liked it. I liked Money in the Bank. Bloodline Civil War gives it popularity points. Seth versus Finn gives it popularity points. Yeah, I don't care what anybody says. Then we move on to SummerSlam Detroit. Great pay-per-view. Logan Paul versus Ricochet teared the house down. I liked Gunther versus Drew McIntyre in a one-on-one match. That was a very good one as well. Women's triple threat actually exceeded my expectations. We also had Io Sky cashing in the show. Seth Rollins and Finn Balor had a better match than they did before in this show. And then we also had Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso inside Tribal Combat, where Jimmy Uso betrayed Jey in the startup of what could very well be a banger feud between Jimmy and Jey Uso if they book it right. SummerSlam, what more can you really expect? I was very happy with the show. I will probably rank it under great. I'm not going to lie. I liked SummerSlam. Maybe I'm just a sucker for Big Four pay-per-views, but SummerSlam honestly was great. Oh, fuck. I dropped one of my DVDs that I got today. Then what was next? I believe it was Payback. Payback was the next pay-per-view. Definitely the more forgettable of the show of the year. We had Rhea Ripley defend the Women's World Championship against Raquel Rodriguez. We had Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura. We had a very good cage match between Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus. I will say that. Steel City Street Fight, Sami and Kevin versus the Judgment Day. Judgment Day loves to win. Yeah. Pretty underwhelming. if I do say so myself. I wasn't the big fan of this show. Even Miz versus LA Knight with John Cena as the special guest referee couldn't really save this show for me. I'm going to give Payback. Yeah, there's nothing memorable. I'm sorry. I'm going to put it under bad. Like, even Becky versus Trish, it's like that was the only saving grace. But even that, it couldn't save it. Not horrible worthy at all either. But, yeah, I'm going to have to put it under bad. Then we got Fastlane, kind of better. We had a couple filler matches though. I liked John Cena and LA Knight versus Solo and Jimmy. We also had Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso beat the Judgment Day for the tag titles. Shame that reign only lasted for a fucking week, but what more can you do? Seth versus Nakamura again. Yeah, fuck, I don't remember jack shit. Oh, what else did we have? We had Io versus Asuka and Charlotte, I believe. That was a decent match as well. Yeah. And yeah, Seth versus Shinsuke again. I'm going to say good. I'll say good. It was just a shame that most of the good moments didn't really last that long. Then we had Crown Jewel. Very fun show for a Saudi Arabia show, if I do say so myself. We had Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio for the United States Championship. Logan Paul shockingly winning. We had Roman Reigns versus LA Knight, obviously, in the main event. Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest. We had Io Sky versus Bianca Belair. We had a decently fun women's Fatal 5-Way for the Women's World Championship. We had Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the belt. I want to say the only weak point of the show was when they had a Miz TV in the middle of the show, and they had this Saudi Arabian actor sort of just come out and say a piece, and then Grayson Waller tried getting involved as well. It was just like, get that shit off my screen. But Crown Jewel, not that bad. Like, I know it was predictable. Roman beats LA Knight, lol. Oh, we also had John Cena versus Solo Sikoa. I honestly forgot. Solo beating the hell out of Cena. But you know what? I know Crown Jewel probably wasn't everyone's favorite pay-per-view, but I'm going to give Crown Jewel great status. I thought it was a pretty decent pay-per-view. Oh, wow, you put Crown Jewel over Money in the Bank, Elimination Chamber, and Night of Champions? Yes. It's my opinion. Screw off. Then we got the Piece de la Resistance. Survivor Series War Games, baby. I got it on DVD this morning. Oh, man, Survivor Series War Games. Definitely one of, if not my favorite pay-per-view of the year. I mean, do I need to say more with Survivor Series War Games? Fun women's War Games match between Damage Control and Team Babyface. You know what I mean? Santos Escobar, Dragon Lee, decent lucha match, decent filler match. We also had Rhea Ripley versus Zoe Stark. I loved The Miz versus Gunther. I'm glad we finally got a one-on-one match between them. We obviously had the men's War Games. We had the return of Randy Orton in the men's War Games match. Very good showing from him after 18 months out of action. And then the Piece de la Resistance, something that no wrestling fan has ever thought that we would ever see again, and that was CM Punk coming back to the WWE. Again, my personal opinion, this could be personally biased, but I'm sorry, man. I'm putting Survivor Series War Games at the one of the best of the year. It was a very, very, very fun show, and I was very proud with Survivor Series. So I'm going to put that on the top tier. So, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes my tier ranking for every WWE pay-per-view of 2023. To recap, for best of the year, we had WrestleMania Night 1 and Survivor Series War Games. On great, we have Backlash, SummerSlam, and Crown Jewel. On good, we had Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, Money in the Bank, and Fastlane. On bad, we had WrestleMania Night 2, Night of Champions, and Payback. And then horrible, nothing made that board. So, what are your rankings for each WWE pay-per-view in 2023? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. What other videos do you want to see here on the channel? Be sure to leave them down in the comments as well. If you're new here, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, be sure to turn post notifications on. And yeah, that's about it for me. This has been your boy Willie Does Wrestling. I will see you in the next video. Be good, people, and peace.